Let's start today's video with everyday story time. I don't know about you, but I find small talk pretty uncomfortable. And it's not that I'm uncomfortable with the person. I just get really awkward and uncomfortable when I don't have anything interesting to talk about. So when I think back on a lot of interactions I've had in the last couple of years, so let's say when an old friend who hasn't seen you for a while asks, "Hey, what have you been up to? How's life?" My responses have fallen into one of two categories. Either I talk about work or I talk about games. And for most of us, work does take up a majority of our time in our lives, but work is often not that interesting to talk about. So I find myself really awkward when I talk about work. And for gaming, it depended on the person, because if they weren't a gamer, then conversations and that small talk would be super awkward. So when I think back and remember all those times, it felt like my life was a bit mundane, a bit on rails. And it wasn't that I was unhappy or unfulfilled in life, but I think I was looking for something more. And it wasn't until this year that I realized I was missing the spark, something that was like fueling my passion, that was fueling my soul. So I started searching for one. And I think I've found a couple that have really piqued my interest. One, the speed cubing fascination that I developed just recently. And two, this YouTube channel that I've always wanted to make, but didn't start until this year. And I actually have a lot of you to thank for this. And while I don't get to talk to most of you often, I do follow you on Facebook, on Instagram. I have taken inventory of sparks in your lives, things that bring you guys passion that then inspire me to figure out what my own passions are. Pause this video right now for a partial list of that inventory, and hopefully you guys realize you guys have inspired me. So what do I consider a spark? To me, that's something that enables self-growth, development, learning new experiences, things that you are just intrinsically passionate about. And for those of you who have active sparks, keep on keeping on. Inspire others like myself, pull people into your world, pull people into your passions, and help others find their spark. But for those of you out there who are looking for something new, something to break out of the rails of your daily lives, I encourage you to find a new spark to fuel the fire in your life. So I'll share with you my 5 steps on how I did this myself. Step number 1. Think about the things you've always wanted to do, either as a kid or as an adult. It could be something really small, but it could be something really ambitious. But all of us have sparks that flicker in our brain. Number 2, write those things down. We all have phones that have note apps, so use them. Every time you have a thought about something that could be a new spark, add it to the list. Number 3, once you have 3 to 5 things, pick one. I'd recommend picking the simplest one. This could be something with a small time commitment to start and a relatively cheap cost of entry. For me, my first spark this year was literally a $5 Rubik's Cube from Target on a Sunday morning. Number 4, make time for that spark. Notice I didn't say find time, because I know we're all super busy with our lives. This means that you may have to sacrifice something else in order to prioritize this new thing in your life. For me, this was cutting down gaming time dramatically, but over time that got easier as I got more fulfilled by this new spark of mine. I'd recommend carving out at least 30 minutes in your first week and ramping up from there. Read about it, watch some videos about it, find some friends who might be into it as well, and ask them questions. And I knew that I had found my spark when I was waking up 2 hours early on a weekend, which I never do, just to learn more. And number 5, once you've reached a point where you're enjoying this new thing, talk to your friends about it. Bring it up in conversation next time you see them. Tell them the story behind why you started, what you're enjoying about it, and what some of your next goals with this spark is. And trust me when I say this, your friends will definitely be able to read your excitement if you found the right thing. So hopefully this has inspired at least one of you out there to find something new in your life and to learn something that you've always wanted to do. So that's all I have for today. But next time I see you in real life, I'm gonna ask you, hey, how have things been? And I want you to tell me about your new spark. Thanks for watching.